You know that strange moment when two phones from different generations suddenly land at the same price point, and you start wondering, which one's secretly the smarter buy? That's exactly what's happening right now with the iPhone 17 and last year's iPhone 16 Pro. One is brand new, shiny, and lighter than ever the other. A used but still a beast Pro model that once ruled Apple's lineup. I've been switching between both for weeks, and trust me, this comparison isn't as straightforward as you might think. Hey everyone, welcome back. Sam here. If you're enjoying these deep dive comparisons, don't forget to like the video, share it with your tech buddies, and of course, subscribe for more fun, bite-sized updates that actually help you pick your next phone. Alright, let's kick it off with the part that decides half the battle: price. A brand new iPhone 17 1,256 gigabytes costs about the same as a second-hand iPhone 16 Pro in good condition. That alone makes this a tough call because you're basically choosing between fresh out of the box and premium. But preloved, and here's where things get interesting. Apple quietly bumped the base storage this year. The iPhone 17 starts at 256 gigabyte instead of 128 gigabytes, which used to be the norm. So you're already getting twice the storage for nearly the same price. A sneaky win for the newer phone. Now, design. On the surface, these two could pass as twins. The same dynamic island, always-on display, thin bezels, USB-C port, and that shiny new camera control button, they're all here. But in the hand, you can feel the difference immediately. The iPhone 16 Pro's titanium frame feels ultra-premium, like holding a piece of spacecraft, while the iPhone 17's aluminum body trades that wait for comfort. At 177 grams, it's noticeably lighter than the 16 Pro's 199 grams. And honestly, it's the first time I felt a base model beating a Pro in day-to-day comfort. It's like going from a stainless steel watch to a titanium one. Subtle, but you feel it every single time you pick it up. Durability's another story. Both phones come with IP68 water and dust resistance, but Apple slightly upgraded the glass on the 17. The new coating handles scratches a bit better, and it reflects less light, meaning you won't be squinting outdoors as much. Speaking of sunlight, that display. Apple really cranked things up this year. The iPhone 17 hits a ridiculous 3,000 nits of peak brightness. That's enough to make your eyes water on a summer afternoon. The iPhone 16 Pro's 2,000 nits still looks great, but side by side, the newer panel feels cleaner and more contrasty. Both share the buttery smooth 120Hz ProMotion tech and Hydra 10, so in terms of motion and vibrancy, they're evenly matched. But outdoors? The 17 simply dominates. Now here's where the story twists. You'd assume the iPhone 17, being newer, would automatically win in performance, but not so fast. It's powered by Apple's A18 chip, while the 16 Pro uses the A18 Pro, same family. But the Pro chip packs a beefier GPU. That means if you're into gaming, 4K video editing, or heavy creative work, the 16 Pro still edges ahead in raw muscle. On the flip side, the 17's slightly faster CPU and efficiency gains give you smoother day-to-day performance and better heat management. So the 17 feels faster when you're swiping around, but the 16 Pro still flexes harder under pressure. Kind of like comparing a sprinter to a marathon runner. Both incredible, just built differently. Battery life, though. No debate, the iPhone 17 takes it. With a 3,690 mAh cell compared to 3,580 mAh on the 16 Pro, plus that more efficient chip, I consistently get 45 minutes to an hour more screen on time. It's not groundbreaking, but it's the difference between hitting 10% at midnight or before dinner. Both still charge at 25 watts wired and support MagSafe wireless charging. But the 17 feels more reliable when gaming or streaming for long sessions. Less heat, steadier performance. Now let's dive into the fun part: cameras. Here's where people usually get divided, and for good reason. The iPhone 16 Pro has a triple camera setup with a dedicated 5 telephoto lens, while the iPhone 17 sticks with a dual camera system, a 48MP main and an ultrawide. No telephoto here, and yet, it's not the disaster some expected. During my tests, the 17's 48MP shots actually held up shockingly well when cropped. Sure, optical zoom from the 16 Pro still wins for detail, but the 17 gets close enough that casual users won't even notice. Unless you're constantly zooming in on buildings or wildlife, it's more than fine, but here's where the 17 quietly wins: selfies and video calls. The new front camera is an absolute treat. It's sharper, brighter, and it introduces a small but game-changing trick: horizontal selfies without rotating your phone. One tap and the frame expands automatically. Add to that center stage tracking during video calls, and you've got a front camera that feels straight out of an iPad Pro. The 16 Pro can't do that. For vloggers or FaceTime lovers, the 17 is just more convenient. In low light, though, the 16 Pro's consistency stands out. Its colors stay more accurate across all lenses, while the 17's ultrawide occasionally shifts tints or over-sharpens. The 17 can still deliver stunning low-light shots, but sometimes you'll need an extra second or a steady hand to avoid blur. Apple might fix that with software updates, but right now, the 16 Pro still feels more reliable in challenging lighting. And then there's video. Both can shoot in cinematic mode, and both are excellent. But the 16 Pro has an extra weapon: the LiDAR sensor. It gives smoother subject separation and more realistic depth during transitions. The 17 does well, but side by side, you can see the 16 Pro's footage feels slightly more cinematic. For casual shooters, you'll barely notice. For creators, yeah, you'll want that Pro lens system. Now, if you're wondering how to squeeze the best results out of the 17 even without a telephoto lens, here's a quick trick: shoot at 48MP, then crop in manually. From a normal viewing distance, it'll look almost identical to 3 optical zoom. It's not real zoom, but it's close enough that most viewers won't tell. When it comes to audio, both phones sound amazing. The stereo balance is rich, clear, and louder than most Android flagships I've tested. Only the Max models go a bit further with fuller bass. Connectivity is nearly identical too. Both have satellite messaging and emergency SOS via satellite, but the 17 takes a tiny lead in Bluetooth stability and signal strength. Meanwhile, the 16 Pro wins with its USB 3.2 port for faster data transfer, perfect for creators who offload footage regularly. Now let's pause for a second, because durability matters. I actually dropped my iPhone 17 while filming this video, face first on concrete. My heart stopped for a second, but nothing happened. Why? Because I had it wrapped in a Rhino Shield Solid X case. These things are seriously tough, lightweight, clean design, and they absorb up to 71% of impact energy. Their clear series stays transparent without yellowing, and if you love customizing your setup, the Modern X lets you swap backplates anytime. Rhino Shield's also doing something cool. The Rhino Loop program recycles old cases into new ones. And if you're grabbing one, you can use my code SAM10 for an extra 10% off your order. Alright, back to the comparison. Software-wise, there's practically no difference. Both run iOS 26, both feel silky smooth, and both will receive updates for years. The 17 might get one extra major update, but in real-world use, that's not a huge deal. The 17 does have a few exclusive features hidden behind Apple's marketing wall, but nothing life-changing. The real upgrades here are efficiency, brightness, and that front camera. So, where does that leave us? The iPhone 16 Pro is still the power user's phone. It has the premium titanium body, the triple camera versatility, and the stronger GPU, perfect if you're into gaming, filmmaking, or pro-level photography. It feels like driving a sports car that still holds its value. The iPhone 17, though, is the smarter everyday choice. It's lighter, more comfortable, has a better display, longer battery life, a surprisingly capable camera system, and that upgraded selfie experience. For 90% of people, it's the more practical pick. You're getting 95% of the Pro experience for less money and zero battery anxiety. If your photo gallery is full of selfies, food shots, and travel clips, go for the 17. If it's filled with cinematic videos, zoom shots, and color-graded edits, grab the 16 Pro secondhand. Either way, you're winning. So yeah, the iPhone 17 doesn't just hold its own against the 16 Pro, it challenges it in all the right places. Apple may have blurred the line between Pro and base, but for buyers, that's actually great news. Thanks for hanging out till the end. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, share it with your friends who are stuck deciding, and subscribe, because the next video, trust me, is going to blow your mind. And while you're waiting, check out the next one on your screen. I think you'll love it.